Welcome to the overtime edition of Gloves. I'm Moses Woldu. You know these people already. Greg Buchanan, as always.
Hey, Moses.
And we also have Lloyd FM's morning show co-host, Brandon Bosley.
The co-hostess with the mostest,
There you go.
as they say.
Plus, you also do a lovely Monday night sports show together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whether you guys like it or not. Well, odd couple, I do have a few questions for you that we missed out on the show. And the
It's
first
like a
one,
father figure to me.
Yeah, is he?
Crazy uncle.
All right, we'll see what happens here, guys. Question for you. We're talking about NFL free agency, and Michael Vick was the first guy that popped up. Of course, a quarterback who's very serviceable, proven. Would be a great guy to have on your team, but can he still be a starting quarterback in this league today?
No, I don't think so. I think he's a very good backup. You know, he's a nice guy to have in a role. Like, look what he did in Philadelphia where they had Nick Foles kind of step up. He was a nice mentor. He's a guy they had kind of just in case, but I don't think he's a starter anymore. Probably going to end up with the New York Jets backing up Geno Smith.
I would like to see him in Minnesota because I have a little bit of feelings for Minnesota. I've watched them a lot, and I like to see them. They haven't had a good quarterback in Minnesota since Fran Tarkenton. So I'd like to see maybe.
They resurrect quarterbacks before. Warren Moon.
yeah.
You also had Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
Guys who had great years, even though they were washed up.
Yeah,
considered
they were
washed up.
past their prime, so it's pretty well fitting that a guy that's past his prime in Michael Vick may go to Minnesota.
Oh, even
Just
Brett
like Brett
Favre.
Favre.
Brett Favre, another example.
Yeah.
It seems like careers get revived in Minnesota, and they need a quarterback that would also complement a all-star running back like they have. in
Yeah, I think Minnesota is kind of like the parking lot before you hit the graveyard. So you kind of park there, and then all of a sudden
You
go
still
over
have
there.
one more life in
It's
you.
the New York Rangers of the NFL.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know if they spend lots of money there, but we'll see what happens. The graveyard, I'd say, I don't know.
Perfect place for Marty St.
NHL.
Louis. One more year, right off into the sunset.
Hey, you know what? We can't say that necessarily about Kevin Cooey, because I know a couple of his teammates, in particular Pat Simmons, is gone, but they are Brier champions. And this is the second time he's done it. He has looked great. He was fantastic in the final against John Morris. Shot a 92% that entire night. That was fantastic. Draws, hits, you name it. He was on the money. Do you see Cooey returning as a defending champion next season? I know Team Canada will be implemented. Do you see him repeating?
Well, replacing Simmons won't be easy.
Well, I heard John Morris might be that guy. No guarantees, no promises. But
curling's getting kind of weird that way, where one guy will leave one rink, go to another rink, he'll be a skip for
you don't
one
even have
rink.
to live in that province.
And yeah,
As long as you have a P.O. box, basically.
Well, John Morris has been for like 4 provinces, right?
Yeah, Ontario,
he's
Alberta,
been all
BC,
around.
and back to Alberta.
Yeah, he's been all around. I don't think he'll go back to Alberta. I think he kind of liked doing his own thing. He kind of thought, you know, this is my time. It was his team, although Cotter was kind of calling the shots too. I don't know.
Don't see much happening there, eh?
With Cooey,
Yeah.
I guess you never
Do you
know.
see him repeating?
Cooey,
It's tough
such
to
a
repeat,
tough
yeah.
field. You know, you got guys like Jeff Stoughton and Glenn Howard. Who knows if he'll be back? Like, he missed out this year, but every province is strong. Even Saskatchewan with Steve Laycock just missed out.
Very
on the playoffs.
impressive, yeah, like you said, just missed out. Guys, well, you know what? Speaking of, we'll stay on that curling topic because both the Brier and Scotties are going to have a revamped system. Now, I mentioned that Team Canada will be implementing the Brier, while the Scotties will be adding a Northern Ontario. There will also be a play-in event, which will see several other teams, like the Yukon, split away from the Northwest Territories, so they're separate. You're also going to add a Nunavut team, and then also there's going to be 2 teams that are dropping down in a little zone for one spot at the Brier or Scotties. So there will be 11 automatic spots, and the 12th spot determined by the next 2 years of how many combined wins will determine who goes in. So, for example, we'll use the men. PEI, and I believe it is Newfoundland, Labrador, or Nova Scotia, pardon me, are fighting for a final spot with the likes of Nunavut, Northwest Territories, Yukon. So, guys, with this new system, do you think it hurts Canadian curling or maybe helps it, providing more competition?
Well, I think sometimes change is a good thing, but you know what? Why are you changing things if things aren't really that bad after all? You know, don't fix
Although
things.
it'd be nice to see the defending champion, the Brier. It made no sense to me why you couldn't have a Team Canada.
I remember, like, before Brad Jacobs' team got really good, I thought, why does Northern Ontario have their own? Like, I always thought that wasn't fair, but then at least they got a
But
team.
it's population, man.
And Jacobs, they got so good because they were always getting there. Eventually, they got good enough that they became the best.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's why they got so good, is because they always had that shot with Northern Ontario. So it's nice to see them actually succeed as Northern Ontario, but I don't know. I would like to see it the same with the men and women. That's what I like the most is, you get Northern Ontario with the women and Canada with the men.
That's how it should be.
But I'm not a fan of the defending champion going back. I think as much as, hey, you won the previous year, a lot of things can change with your rink, like it will for Kevin Cooey, that all of a sudden you're going to have a different rink come next year. It's not the same rink that you
know
won
what?
with.
Okay,
It's
guys, I really
better
want to
that-
end this off. I really want to end this off. That was a great topic, but I want to end this off
Such
with
a good
Buffalo
comment.
Bills. I know. Bills, guys, I want to know, pass or fail, that the fact that they're postponing their Bills in Toronto series.
I think it's a big fail. I think it's an indication that they tried so hard to get the NFL off the ground in Toronto. And at the end of the day, in their last game there, they were giving away tickets just to put fans in the seats.
I think Toronto wanted an NFL team, just not the Bills.
I think they just want to have the NFL.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us here on the Overtime edition of Gloves. You can tune in every Tuesday night on CITL for the show and come back here for the remaining questions that weren't answered. In the meantime, we will see you in 7 days.